Risk of Rain 2 is better than Returnal. Now that I have that wild statement out of the way, hello there, I'm Only Clutch, and this is not a game review, but I am about to say a lot of things that are going to sound like a game review. This is a comparison between a game I have played and a game that I have not. Despite not having played Returnal, I am very confident in what I'm about to say. Let me also say that this is not a takedown of Returnal, which is probably a good game, but I couldn't tell you for sure because I haven't played it. This is a showcase of how good Risk of Rain 2 is, and why you should be playing it right now since you don't have a PS5. Point 1. Returnal is a visual and auditory masterpiece. Just looking at all the particle effects, the colors, the lighting, the details in the trailer, and you know you're in for a real experience. However, to get your hands on that visual experience, you must own a PS5. I am one of the lucky 6 people who have managed to get their hands on a PS5, and that makes your starting price tag to play Returnal a minimum of $400 US, and an additional $100 US for the special headphones from PlayStation if you want to have the 3D audio. Risk of Rain 2 can run on an Xbox One, a Series X, a PS4, a PS4 Pro, a PS5, Nintendo Switch, or a Google Stadia, or a barebones PC running Windows 7 or higher. Even if you were starting without any hardware, your cost to play Risk of Rain 2 is already significantly less. But I think we can assume you already have a console or a PC that puts your startup cost at $0 for Risk of Rain 2 and $500 to $600 for Returnal. I hear you screaming at me. That's not a fair place to start. PCs can cost well over $3,000 for a top-flight gaming rig. Fine, let me start over. Point 1. Returnal is a visual and auditory masterpiece. It took Housemarque years to develop this game, and they put a lot of love and care and sweat and blood into it. I'm not sure who makes the call on pricing for console exclusives, but $69.99 is beyond unreasonable. According to Sony's PR machine, the average cost of producing games has tripled, and so justify big budget games receiving a higher price point. I am all for the developers getting paid for their art, but I think we've seen enough stories of executive team types getting enormous payouts and the staff at the actual game developer getting shafted. Cough, cough. Blizzard Activision, cough, cough. Risk of Rain 2, regular price on Steam or in the Microsoft Store, is $24.99. You can pick up a disc copy used at GameStop that includes Risk of Rain, the original, for $12.99. That's 2 games for $13. Hell, if you're patient, you might find an even better deal somewhere else. Returnal is $70 US plus tax. That is a lot of game bucks. Risk of Rain 2 at most is costing you $30. And so far, the score sheet is not looking good for Returnal unless you're Heath Ledger's Joker and you just want to light a massive pile of money on fire. Okay, I hear you. You're saying something like, but Only Clutch, is Risk of Rain 2 any good? I'm really glad you asked. Since August of 2020, Risk of Rain 2 has 102,844 reviews, and at the time of recording this, is maintaining a rating of overwhelmingly positive 10 out of 10 on Steam. On Metacritic, Risk of Rain 2 has an 85 Metascore from critics and an 8.2 user score. Despite its punishing difficulty, the cool art style, the fucking phenomenal score, and the layers of secrets in this game will keep you coming back. Returnal has a higher score at 86 from critics, but a much lower score from users at 7.3. And many of the reviews from both games focus in on the difficulty, and all I have to say about that is, get good, you casual. So, for the money you're spending, the value you get out of Risk of Rain 2 is probably equal to Returnal in terms of the crushingly difficult roguelike third-person action shooter boom boom bullet hell experience, but you'll have to spend far less money to have that experience with Risk of Rain 2. To reiterate, Returnal is probably a good game. I'm making no judgments about that. I'm just saying that Risk of Rain 2 is a better purchase. Point 2. There is something uniquely satisfying about soloing difficult content. Whether you're taking on a really hard Nightfall in Destiny 2, or just taking down the Orphan of Kos, some say Cosm, in Bloodborne, without a summon, there is a brilliant sense of accomplishment when you complete something on your own. Sometimes, though, it's fun to have friends, and Risk of Rain 2 has co-op. So if you wanted to build a unique team with complementary abilities, you could do that. Want to do a fun challenge where you all choose the same class and see how long you can survive? Well, you can do that too. With up to 4 other people, Returnal offers no such option. So I guess you'll have to go eat worms. Point 3. This is going to feel a bit like a coup de grace, but Risk of Rain 2 can be paused. As a dad, this is huge, and I likely won't ever spend the money on Returnal because it lacks this feature. Good luck with rest mode on the PS5. I've been able to pause mid-run in Risk of Rain 2 on my Series X, turn off my console, come back a few hours later, and boom, right back in the action. This is something all games should offer. Even Dark Souls lets you shut the game off and load back in where you left off. Objectively speaking, I feel like Risk of Rain 2 will be a better experience regardless of how much the price may drop on Returnal. But hey, if you're a Returnal fan and you think this whole video is asinine, let me know. Maybe we can have a debate live on Twitch while we play co-op in Risk of Rain 2 because we can't play Returnal together. Hopefully, you have been following the gameplay in the background and can see that Risk of Rain 2 is an absolutely crazy experience. So, grab your controller, hang on for dear life. It's monsoon season. P.S. Psst. Sony Interactive Entertainment. Yeah, I'm talking to you. If you see this video and you want to send me a copy of Returnal to prove me wrong, I'm here for it. My DMs are open.